And all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time today. We got to talk about Ed Reed, son, is returning to the University of Miami. Ain't like he ever left, right? But I want to get to him being the new chief of staff and what the hell that even is at the University of Miami, and what an outstanding job Manny Diaz has done since getting thumped in the walk-on Independence Bowl by La Tech, which we'll touch on, by talking about this. Now, if you're paying attention to the NFL, and I am, right? Because all of the kiddos that I talk to in high school want to play college football, and many of them want to play college football so that he can get to the NFL, which makes them like one of the 2%, all right? Over 1 million kids play high school football each year. Only 11,000 of them, a little bit more than that, but 11,000 get to play FBS football on scholarship. Of that 11,000 each year, only 200 plus are inducted, selected, picked for the NFL. And of those, only 1,696 get to play on a 53-man roster among 32 teams in any given season. I say all that to say, it is important to take a look at which states and which cities are producing the most NFL talent. Not college football talent, not high school talent, NFL talent. And what you need to know is this. 40 high schools in Florida claim an NFL alumnus currently playing in the league today, right? Florida has 226 of the 1,696 players in the NFL by itself. That's 12.5% of the league. That's enormous, all right? Runners up to that, California's got 177, Texas got 175, Georgia's got 124. Shouts to my man Zach Poff at Max Preps for helping me out with that. I got to talk with him a little bit, go a bit deeper on this later on, and I'll upload that later. But what I'm getting at is also the state of Florida can be really separated into 3 states. Lower Georgia, Alabama, the Panhandle, Central Florida, right? Orlando, up in there, and then South Florida. And South Florida ought to be considered its own friggin' state when it comes to football. Matter of fact, if you just recruited 3 counties in the state of Florida, you could come up with an NFL squad pretty doggone quick, right? Matter of fact, if you just stayed in Broward and Dade, you'd put together a squad. And that's why I've always kind of thought that there's no excuse for the University of Miami not to be one of the best football teams in America each and every year. The way that LSU, the way that Georgia, the way that Clemson, the way that Texas, Alabama finish in the top 5 in the recruiting rankings, Clemson, you would think Miami would be there, based entirely on the kind of talent it produces year in and year out. Antonio Brown, he's from down there. You know, I mean, you keep going and look. Lamar Jackson, he's from down there. We know about all the dudes that went to the U that's from down there. I mean, Clinton Portis ain't even from there. He's from Gainesville. Or I should say, he went to high school in Gainesville. He's from Laurel, Mississippi, right? Freaking Derrick Henry went to Yulee, right? You keep going through this, and you look at all the players from the Miami area, from the 305, that litter the league. I mean, Devontae Freeman is one of the big ones up here. You want to talk about Hollywood Brown, being from Hollywood, Florida. We can keep going on this, right? Matter of fact, the best true freshman defensive player for Oklahoma this year went to St. Thomas Aquinas, which got 13 dudes in the league right now. All right? Like right now, right at this moment. 27 of the dudes in the league right now just from Miami, right? 21 from Houston, H-Town, stand up. I know what y'all do down there. We'll get to Texas at a later date. But I bring all this up to say, Manny Diaz has now secured De'Aaron King to make the quarterback competition lit. Jaron Williams into the portal. Doesn't mean he's going to come out of the portal somewhere else. Just means that he was the starter last year, and that dude looked at the writing on the wall, kind of like Tate Martell did a couple years ago to Ohio State. And this is where we are, right? Then you get all these transfers to be eligible. Guys like Jalen Phillips, guys like Bubba Bolden who can help you. Might not miss Trajan Bandy. Think about that for a second. You get another year of experience for this offensive line that got destroyed by Florida and ought to be better, right? Ought to be better. Yes, you're going to lose some dudes in the backfield, but you're going to gain some dudes in the backfield. And we know how much Ed Reed means to the University of Miami. We know how much the U means to him. We know that he never really left. He showed up to camps. He was there. And look, they offered this chief of staff gig once before to Alonzo Highsmith. Alonzo Highsmith, he in the league. He liked being in the league. Shouts to him. Ed Reed, though? Ed Reed is out kicking your coverage, Manny. All right? That's what that's doing. Because in making Ed Reed the chief of staff, you've essentially done what my man Jeremy Poplin alluded to, which said, whatever he wants to do is what he's going to do. But what it means is he talks to Manny Diaz about coaching fits, strategy, quality control, student-athlete motivation. He's basically giving carte blanche to do what he needs to do while reporting to just one man, Manny Diaz. And I think it'd be fair to say, if Ed Reed decided that he wanted to go past Manny Diaz and do something, ain't a whole lot of people going to stop Ed Reed from doing much of anything, all right? Number one, that's Hall of Famer, okay? One of the best Hall of Fame speeches I've ever seen, all right? Number two, it's a 9-time Pro Bowler, okay? All right? Number three, that dude was drafted the first round. And number four, didn't nobody really think he was going to be that dude coming out of high school, right? You know, I mean, between him and maybe a handful of other safeties that I grew up watching, guys like Sean Taylor, you know, ain't a whole lot of people talking. Oh, yeah. Remember that? Sean Taylor? Do I need to tell you about Ray Lewis, or are you on board with this already? Because I'm not used to the University of Miami being trash. I'm just not. I grew up at a time when the University of Miami was up there with Florida State and Ohio State competing for national championships. I mean, Ken Dorsey was running game on folks. I grew up watching Willis McGahee do the doggone thing. Clint Portis do the doggone thing. Frank Gore was young when I was watching him at the University of Miami. And even before that, go back to the 90s. Destroyer of worlds they were. Dennis Erickson said, hey, I'm not going to break it, Jimmy. You know, I'm just going to let him do what it do, baby. And Jimmy Johnson took it from Howard Schnellenberger when Howard Schnellenberger looked at what the Big Ten programs was doing and said, yo, Ohio State, Michigan, coming down here in the 70s to recruit South Florida, they're going to win Big Ten championships, win Rose Bowls, win national championships. Maybe if I just rope off the state of Miami, South Florida, I can win some ball games. So my man packs his pipe and packs his roster with University of Miami talent from the area, from Miami. Who? Miami. Look, I'm on my Uncle Luke over here, right? Not my Nevin Shapiro, because some of y'all got that joke, some of y'all didn't. Because I like this. I don't know the Ed Reed. I know Ed Reed can't go out there and help you recruit, right? Because he's not one of your 10 assistants. But when they get on campus, you know who dad gonna want to talk to? You know who dad gonna be harping on next to? You know who dad gonna tell his child you need to listen to? It ain't gonna be Manny Diaz. It ain't gonna be your new offensive coordinator, Rhett Lashley, which I think is a really good get. And we're saying goodbye to Danny Nose. It's gonna be Ed Reed. It's gonna be, as your man Pat says, Ed Reed, boy. It's a classic story. It's a classic story. It's on YouTube. It's on Pat's channel if you haven't seen it already. Pat McAfee, he the GOAT. I'm just trying to tell you that I, for one, I'm here for this. Because it's my favorite sport, and I love the swag being back. And if you're going to rock that chain, let Ed rock that chain. Because we all been making fun of the turnover chain since the invention of the turnover chain. But if Ed Reed got the chain on, you know what everybody going to be doing? Shutting right the hell up, watch him stick that black and mild between his teeth, and have a doggone good time. I'm here for this, all right? Just like I'm here for my Bull Durham Crash Davis jersey. It's been a good day to get fitted. All right, that's it for me. Doses.